equator ready to get this one started. And we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
Let's go.
On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. That good for 22 and a first down.
Good, strong, explosive run that started inside, which means you've got to control those defensive linemen, the defensive tackles, the nose guards. Those guys have to be controlled. How about the offensive line, the job they just did?
Yeah, key that A-gap usually on those runs, right?
That's where it all starts because everyone wants to kind of control that area. It disrupts things from the defensive side and the offensive side. As we just saw, it opens up possibilities.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. Well, this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
But we certainly had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what we heard, I like what we did, but we definitely need more pressure on the quarterback this week.
Working out of the gun, it's Pickett. This one caught. It's the tight end Hawkinson. Touchdown, Detroit. T.J. Hawkinson, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Lions will jump on top of the game's first score here this afternoon. Extra point by Seibert up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game.
Lions 7, Vikings nothing. Jack Fox to kick off for the Lions.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And a couple yards deep, he'll go to a knee. He won't return it. And they'll take it out to the 25. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They start the drive with Cook. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
Sometimes I forget how much information he has to go through before the ball's even snapped. But what a diagnosis right there. Saw the play, shot through the gap like a rocket, and ends up spilling it for a loss.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Off the play fake, Cousins. Throw left side, taken in by Jefferson. And he'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
Cousins in step with Jefferson that time. First down, Vikings. The Vikings at 3-6 now on the year. And they come in on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
On play action, Cousins. They'll roll him out right. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. These two teams met up earlier in the year, back in week 4, and it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. Five yards remain on 2nd down. Again, it's Cousins. That's to Dalvin Cook, his running back. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Cousins now from the 50. This one caught by Crowder. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on third down?
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
It's a room to maneuver. 20! And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation. We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football.
Touchdown! Justin Jefferson, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Vikings respond to that opening drive touchdown with one of their own. Prater for the extra point. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. Pickett now on first down. Able to hook up with Williams here on the out route. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done.
It's a gain of 23 yards. First down, Detroit.
Pickett to throw on first down. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
Off the play fake, here's Pickett. Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 25-yard line. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs. Williams, a man in motion right. They will run straight ahead with Swift. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it with second down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. 2
yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and
8. 7-7, our score after 1. Ball at the 23, 2nd and 8. Pickett. It's complete to Williams. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. So give them the yardage on the pass and half the distance to the goal line.
Because they're inside the 30, so now you don't march off the full 15, right? You have half the distance to the goal. In any event, that's precious real estate given up.
So the face mask moves him closer, and now 1st and goal. Now Pickett. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football.
Definitely not the ideal time to see that mistake, partner, because this is still a one-possession game, and that's at least a field goal that just vanished with that turnover. Now, pressure's on defensively to prevent that pick from turning into points for the other side.
Following the interception, Cousins. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked by Jeff Okudah. And the Lions are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. Well, their defense got them the football with an interception. They trot out there, Charles, in the very first play. They give the football right back.
Brand, I almost expect you coming like an auctioneer. We got two. Right here, three. Remember, it was 2 in a row. We'll be hitting 3 in a row because these offenses, they got to be a little bit more careful as they go forward. These defenders, they're locked in and really focused.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Here's Pickett. It's Williams on the catch. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Swift going to try up the middle. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've got to hit the jackpot there.
He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. 3rd and 2, Pickett. He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. Back to throw, Pickett. Try to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Harrison Smith. And the Vikings are going to take possession here as they've got it at their own 4-yard line.
Partner, there's no other way you can describe it because that was absolutely just gut-wrenching for that offense. They were right on the precipice. Points were available. All they had to do was just fall forward, and they were going to put them up on the board. Instead, a long drive ends in heartbreak and a melancholy trip back to the drawing board. I like it when I go a little bit lyrical for you.
And he gets this up just shy of the 15. They needed some breathing room. He gave it to them. 11 yards and a 1st down.
I guess it's good we can't really read the mind of the defensive coordinator now, huh?
Had him pinned back there deep, give up that run. Can't be happy.
Yeah, whatever's in his mind right now, we probably couldn't say over the air.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Cousins. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down.
I thought there at the end he may have had a chance to release that, but that pocket closed a little too quickly, and down he went.
Yeah, he was certainly trying to do everything he could to extend the life of the play, probably counting in his head 1, 2, and then he ran out of time.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long. They'll look to throw here.
That ball nearly intercepted, but he could not hang on. Oh, pick there certainly would have been nice. Instead, at least, it'll be 4th down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Now a hit and a loose football.
And that's what friends are for.
As the returner, you know who you're buying dinner for later.
Oh, because he just took care of you and your team in a big way. You know, you turn it over there, that's a big momentum changer and put your defense in a bad spot.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
Pickett's throw taken in by Hockenson here. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
I know I spent a lot of time talking about how tight ends in a lot of cases now are pumped up wide receivers, but they're still big people. He used that frame right there to absorb a really big hit on him and held on to the ball.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
Pickett right back to the air again. Into the hands of Williams across the formation.
He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20.
To the air on first down with Pickett.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted.
And the Vikings are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line.
CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, oh, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And he'll be corralled well on field right around the 40-yard line.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
A first down throw for Cousins.
We're looking for Jefferson, but this is intercepted. Daxton Hill picks it off.
And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown.
Did I just see what I thought I saw? Did I just see what I thought? That had to be. Come on, say it for me. Say it for me. Who picked off that pass?
The free safety.
Oh, you got to have those great skills back there. Eyes, anticipation, great hands. And, of course, how about the fluid moves afterwards to take it all the way to the house?
Sounds like you're watching your old game film up here in your head.
Yeah, that's the dream I had of being that player. I just never was.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on first and 10. Again, it's Cook. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Cousins. Throw left side on target to Thielen. The Vikings going to signal for their first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half.
3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10.
Throwing, Cousins.
He's going to get this one down to Cook.
Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
And so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got
and the 3rd interception thrown by Cousins. And the Lions will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you throw this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
Right side, it's the tight end, Hockenson. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Working out of the gun, it's Pickett. That's to Amon-Ra St. Brown.
And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. Now with 5 seconds left, not really enough time to run it on the play and then stop it. So on comes the field goal unit. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. The Vikings set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail it here as we resume play. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
And they're down on the scoreboard. Sort of a sloppy first half. Coach Davis, if you were in the locker room, what would the message have been?
I think I'd have to go with something you don't ordinarily go with in the NFL. That's like fire and brimstone. You got to fire these guys up. Make them understand what's going on out there. They were so sloppy in the first half. Too many turnovers. Tighten things up. Maybe get in their face a little bit. Get in their grill. And then send them back out.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Cousins now. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
And the Lions are going to take possession of the football.
I certainly think that we're seeing a big reason why this team is struggling to put points on the board so far, because too many of their drives have ended in turnovers already, and we still have almost a full half of football yet to play.
Here's a handoff to Swift.
The tackle made there by Harrison Smith.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
On 2nd and 9. Pickett finding Hockenson here on the out route.
And in for the Lions touchdown. T.J. Hockenson with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Lions are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
And that's a drive that makes everyone happy on that bench because they accomplish exactly what they set out to do. Take care of the football, eat up a little clock, end up in the end zone. Now they've got a cushion for the rest of the game. So they didn't just help themselves offensively, they helped their defense out as well.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
Fair catch, made on the 25-yard line. The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
On first and 10, Cousins. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in their pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Oh, going for Jefferson downfield.
And now here's another interception.
Daxton Hill picks it off, and the Lions are going to take possession of the football. Well, there's 2 sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it. I think about it awfully hard, but also you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player. You have to know the situation.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. It's Cameron Dantzler who picks it.
And the Vikings are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
4 yards on the pickup.
On second down, Cook. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line.
67 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the first down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
They go play action. Cousins.
A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the 3rd quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sideline and in the huddle looking at each other.
And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
On 3rd down, Cousins. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. The Vikings send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And the Lions will take over.
At their own 43-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
So now, Charles, this drive, maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack.
Need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
And no return here. This one's going inside the 15 to the 12-yard line. That hurts. If it was running into the kicker, wouldn't be a first down. Roughing, it is a first.
And just think about the differences between the two. Running into the kicker almost feels inadvertent, just a small tap, so to speak. But when you rough him, usually bodies are hitting the ground and flying all different places. And the difference is 5 yards or 15. And in this case, that's a big play.
And good work there in open space. And he's got this all the way down now to the 32.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Once again, it's Swift.
And this time they're able to bottle him up as they'll stop him at the line of scrimmage. Zadarius Smith able to get him down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Looking to throw, Pickett.
And that one incomplete. They try to sneak in a deep ball with the clock running down, but to no avail as time will expire on this 3rd quarter. Here comes the 7th play now of this drive as this is 3rd and 10.
Pickett.
Williams loses the football. And they will rally and stop him short of the first down. They get him to the ground at the 26. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. You probably talked about this training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big 4th quarter hole. And he's got room. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Cousins. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this 2nd half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they've forced in this runaway contest.
Play fake. Cousins. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long. They'll look to throw. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen.
And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just one remaining here in this fourth quarter. The Vikings send out their punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. And this one will wind up being down just outside of that 20-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
Well, the win for them at this point seems pretty assured. I mean, still a decent amount of time left here in the fourth quarter, Charles, but you got the football, you're up 3 scores. They have to be feeling really good about where they're at.
I love your observation skills, partner, because I think you saw them charge onto the field fired up about another chance to get into the end zone. Looks to me like this group is ready to crush any hope left on the opposing sideline, and they want to do it with some gusto, too.
They'll stay on the ground with Swift. And only a couple there up to about the 23-yard line.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game.
Pickett in trouble, and down he goes. Eric Kendricks picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
Even keeping the back end for extra protection on third down, they still couldn't prevent the sack. Now it's 4th and long thanks to a terrific individual effort on defense.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away.
And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Now a pass dumped off to his running back. A lot of work to get away and outside of the pocket, but no actual yardage there on the catch. It's 2nd down. On play action, Cousins. He'll buy some time right. It's caught on the right side at Smith.
And he'll be taken down after a pickup of about 7 as the clock will stop here for the 2-minute warning.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Cousins again. Man open, here is Crowder. Touchdown, Vikings. Jamison Crowder. His first touchdown on the year.
And the Vikings have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth.
Cousins will try and throw. And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
Picked off by Deshaun Elliott.
It's interesting that when it comes to 2-point conversions, even heavy run teams tend to throw the ball in these situations. In this case, this one was intercepted.
Yeah, they weren't fooled. They were ready for the pass, picked it off.
From the end zone, here comes Williams. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And barring mistakes, they should be able to kneel this one out and finish it off. And there's only 1 timeout remaining on the defensive side of the ball, so that doesn't really come into play either. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
88 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
First down, Lions.
First down, and they go with Swift again. And if there was a lane there, it closed up quickly as he stopped for no gain. Second down. The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 1:06 left to go in the game. And they'll indeed take a knee. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on third down. And the Lions will take the knee here with victory in the cards.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right, just us against the world, and get it done, how happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something.